All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Woo! Hopefully everything's working. I cleaned my like cookies and trackers and stuff, and then I just decided, well, we'll try it again. So I'll give it a moment for everybody to come back, and then we're just going to get right into some grounding and some free healings and messages because I love doing those. So I'm going to call on the creator and all the angels to help us with the internet today. Help us with the Wi-Fi. Allow the Wi-Fi to remain strong. I'm back. Woo-woo. Hopefully it works this time. I just cleared some cookies and some trackers. Hello. Yeah. I'm back. So hopefully everybody will come on over. I see 2 of you here and it's still a little wonky because it's only showing 1, but that's always been that way. Hello, everybody. Woo. Come on over. Okay, we're going to do some quick grounding that I want to channel through spirit for this full moon. Okay, I'm just going to give it a second for everybody to come back. Becca wanted a healing and some messages. I think Lisa wants whatever spirit wants her to have, probably both, right? So that's what we're here for today as well. And I have a specific channeled full moon grounding the spirit wants me to do because this full moon is really important to ground in a different way. The reason being is because we are switching energies. I know, huh? It's like, nice try, mofo, but we're back. Absolutely. So with this full moon, the energy is shifting. We're shifting frequencies. So the way we were grounding, we might need an adjustment, right? And so it's really what this is about, is to be able to ground into a different set of energetic base. So we're going to do just a quick grounding, okay? And then I will do some free messages and healings. Dang mofos. I know, right? Dang mofos. But the other video had some really good information. And full disclaimer, some of you are aware of who I am as a healer. The healings that I do one-on-one, which is what we're going to do here today, are not like the Reiki type stuff. They're not the Oshai. I literally go in your body and I see whatever I need to see. I am, however, not a doctor. I am a master healer. So things come through that are possibly outside of what we're used to, but it's never about fear. It's never about anything. If we pick up fear, then we're not allowing the healing to complete. It's just trusting. It's being there. It's knowing that everything is about healing and love, and I could never make anything up if I even wanted to. So, full disclaimer, okay? Not a doctor, master healer, true master healer. All right, if I burp, some of you are used to that. I can't help it. It's what we do as healers. A lot of shamans do that. I feel like I've heard that. It's quite common. It's just what I do. Through my awakening stages, I had different ways of releasing, and now burping is one of them. Sometimes I can feel a lot of the pain and things, but I'll burp quite often. Okay. All right. Let's get this going. Hopefully those will come back that wish to come back and receive some messages, because that's what we're here for. If I freeze again, please let me know immediately. I called in some protections for that. Absolutely. Hello, Olivia, Angela. I see you. Becca and Lisa are back. I'm so thankful for that. 718, that's always his name. Hopefully he comes back if he wants some healings and messages too. The numbers say only like one person's here. So all you have to do is comment that you want one, but I don't want to know anything about you. That's how I work. Okay. I don't need to know anything. Whatever you want to know, give it to spirit, give it to God, and it generally comes through as needed. Okay. All right. There is no limit to the things that I do either. So I don't just pull one card. I just give you what spirit wants you to have. That's what it's all about, right? Okay, true heart guidance, true heart healing, true soul path. All right. So for this full moon, if you want to receive the grounding, absolutely. If you want to receive the grounding, just accept it. If you could, put your feet on the floor. If not, I'm going to bypass that and just kind of encase your feet into the earth and the energy in my mind's eye. Okay. Super important that we do that. Because I want to connect us to the earth. It doesn't mean we have to be barefoot and outside. But when you meditate, it's a good idea to meditate with your feet on the floor the most that you can. Okay. I know a lot of people meditate sitting up. I've always been shown by spirit that we need to connect our feet down. So I don't even cross my legs like some people do, like gurus and stuff. They cross their legs. I don't do that. Spirit always tells me uncross your legs, because the things that I did to the earth, it's all pure light. We need to connect to that energy, to the crystalline grid, your earth star chakra, and you're going to do it through the pure line of connection with your feet. It helps. Does this make sense? So they wanted me to say that for whatever reason. Don't cross your legs to connect to the earth, to spirit. Uncross them and put your feet down and meditate that way. And it really does help. Okay. And God walks. That's what we call them. Go on walks as much as you can. That helps too. All right. So if you're ready for healings, this full moon guided, let's do it. Excuse me. I'm already burping to connect. Like I said, I will burp sometimes. It's okay. As a healer, it's just a way of releasing. All right, so I'm going to call on the creator of all that is and all the angels and all of your energy in with me. I want us to definitely open. So the tree of life wants to come in. The tree of, okay. So I'm also hearing a bunch of other things coming into the earth. And I feel like this is to help ground the energy. Okay, so all of us that are here today, you're going to help with this. This is for the earth energy, the moon, everything that's in all connectedness, Christ consciousness, all connectedness. Okay, because I'm hearing Jerusalem, and I'm hearing Jerusalem. I keep hearing that. It's like Jerusalem, and I'm hearing freedom sings, freedom sings, freedom sings, freeing the people. I don't know what this means. Peace in our hearts is also what I'm hearing. So in order to make sense of it all, we're going to calm the energy and allow it to process, and we're going to get through this grounding together. So have you ever heard of the weeping willow trees? They're like these really big trees and the leaves hang over your head. That's what's coming in all around us. So have you ever gone through a path where it's like covered by trees? That's what's happening right now. I feel like you could call it God's people, everybody who needs it, just the people, humanity, mankind is being covered by a protective. Trees are significant in the energy for healing, grounding, connection, and carrying God's frequency, God's light. And so that's what I have to say. It's like we're being grounded, we're being covered by this protection, this grounding energy and this protection. And I hear that's important. I hear that's important right now for the collective, is to bring in all these trees. It's kind of like weeping willows too. They're like hanging over our heads. It's like a beautiful blanket of protection. And I keep hearing Jerusalem, freeing the people, Christ's body of Christ. I didn't know this was coming. So we're just riding the wave. You don't have to be religious or not. This is not about that. This is just about hearts, connectedness, God through the heart, love, and Christ consciousness. It doesn't matter what you believe in, where you come from. We are all one. We are all connected, and this matters for all. Even if you don't believe in God, it's still, if your heart is there, it's all that matters. Because there's baseline reasons behind that. But anyways, so I'm hearing like shelter in place. So they want us cocooned. They want us cocooned under this protective barrier of all these trees for a reason right now. We need the protection. Okay. That's what they're saying. That's what they're showing me. And then we have the moon and the sun coming in together, right above us together. And that makes sense for the eclipse, right? Together, right above us together. And it's bringing down this healing frequency into the trees. And then like this beautiful dome of light. So that's step one to this grounding for us today. So I would invite you to just take a deep breath into your heart space. Put your hand on your chest and breathe in through your nose, through the earth to your chest very gently. But we're going to take it in strides. So we're going to breathe up to our knees. Let's do that first. And release it out. You can just see, sense, feel, or imagine the energy going up into your knees and going back down. Let's do that one more time. And down. Yes, my favorite trees too. And we're going to draw it up now to our thighs, just right in the middle of your legs and your thighs. Breathe up. And release it down gently. Taking note now of your breath, feeling your body, noticing how it's coming in and just seeing the energy rising through your feet. Now we're going to go to our hips and our root chakra. If you're not familiar with your chakras, that's okay. Just go to right above your butt bone, right at the base of your hips. Breathing in. Breathing out. As we are doing this, we're going to continue breathing in just a moment, but the element of water is coming in to help ground us as well. So we have earth with the trees, a gentle breeze coming in and blowing the leaves. You might sense that. You might feel a little something, something in your little goosebumps, right? Just be present with it. And now we have the most gentle, small flow of water at the base of our feet just coming in, connecting with the soil. Just ever so gently, not to make your feet wet, but to cleanse the bottom of them. Just a cleansing. It's like, have you ever heard, so God wants me to say this. I get the image of where he would cleanse your feet, where Jesus would wash your feet. And that's what they, I got a lot of chills. Excuse me. That's what they want me to talk about. So imagine it as your feet being washed by Jesus. That's what they want me to say. This is not about any religion. This is just about God and togetherness and connection and protection and love and Christ consciousness. Okay? But that is layered, all right? It's not about a man through religion. It's about true Christ consciousness. All together, all connected through the heart and love. No matter who you are, color, religion, space you live, words you speak, we're all the same. We all belong together. Every piece counts, and that's what they want me to say. And so right now, it's just an allowing and a feeling and an acceptance of this water being of like Jesus washing our feet. Does that make sense? I hope so. And I know when I say that, I feel like I'm going to spark somebody's shadow within religion, and that's okay. Just still hold space and just be present. It's a blessing. Because I feel it. So remember our breathing. We're going to tune again to our breath. And now we're going to draw it up to our belly button. I'm releasing some more, excuse me. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose, imagining it, feeling, sensing, or knowing it's coming up through the feet to the belly button. And then we're going to gently drop it down. Go ahead and do that. See that breath, intend it to go to the belly button. And drop it down. Allowing your stomach to expand on that inhale. Now we're going to go to the bottom of the rib cage, which is the base of our solar plexus. So go ahead and breathe in. And release. Down and into the earth. Just let it flow. You don't have to see, you don't have to do anything but be present and follow me with your breath. And trust it's working. Now we're going to breathe right into the stomach area. So baseline of the rib cage. Just breathe into that area for me. That's where it's heightened right now. So we're going to take a breath there. And release. Beautiful. And I see that water cleansing our feet. As if Jesus is washing our feet, because that's what they keep showing me. Jesus is here cleansing your feet. And now we're going to breathe right into the center of the chest, right into our heart center. And wherever you feel resistance, breathe into that specific resistance and see it releasing on the exhale. And we're going to do this 3 breaths. Go ahead and do it. Oh yeah, releasing. Do it some more. 2 more. And one more breath with the focus right in the chest. Breathe into that chest center. Beautiful. So now we're just going to relax. And I want you bringing in the element of fire. So the element of fire is now coming in. So we have earth, wind, water, and now fire. Just see some fire. Imagine, sense, or just accept, trust, whatever it is for you. Some of us don't see, and that's okay. There is the element of fire coming in. So we have water gently cleansing at our feet, and Spirit keeps saying it's like Jesus washing our feet. And you don't have to be religious. Trust me. It just is. It's like God saying, I love you and I'm here to cleanse you. Okay. I'm here to bless you. I'm here to cleanse you. And that's the energy with it. We are all together and we all matter and we are all love. And something's going on with Jerusalem because I keep hearing that. And he like puts his hand on his heart and he says like, freeing the people, freedom, freeing the people kind of an energy. And then I see the protection of the trees. This reminds me of that video I did a while ago where I used the trees to protect Jerusalem. You guys, some of you might remember that. I do. So we're just going to sit with the elements for a moment. And as we're doing that, I want you to imagine, see, sense, or feel, or trust a stone bench. It's not a wooden bench. It's not a crystal bench. We need the rocks. I feel like they're the most beautiful, smooth rocks, but they're very round and dense. And it's like this rock bench just coming up. And it's just, or a throne, whatever you see yourself sitting in, just, or trusting, or feeling, or imagining, or even like I can feel it. I can feel the stone. It's nice and cold to the touch. You know how it's just always like cold? And it's soothing, not like freezing, but soothing. So give yourself permission to sense, see, feel, know, sitting on the bench of stones, the most beautiful stone bench. It's like if we're walking a path of stones, but we're actually sitting on it under the tree covering. And you might even sense that there are people there. Like I see a whole bunch of us just sitting on benches underneath the trees, the stones. It's my rock, my foundation. I'm bringing in the chills. Woo! My foundation, my rock for you. I am the rock for you. I am the strength for you. I am your solid foundation. That's what God's like saying. I am your solid foundation. Trust in me. Believe in me. I am here and I got you and I am washing your feet. I am washing away the muck and the yuck. I am washing away. I don't like the word sins, so I keep hearing that, and I feel like that's a religious base. You guys, karma is just things we did outside of love, right? Yes, there's bad people. Yes, there's people who hurt, and it's all based out of love. So if we can just bring in a sense of what is love and what is not and let everything else go, we're closer to God. And I keep hearing that. I'm not washing your sins. I'm washing your pain. I'm washing your sorrow. I'm washing away your grief, and I'm washing away your yesterday, and I'm washing away your heaviness, and I'm washing away your fears. Because nobody is sinful in God's eyes. They might be lost, and they might be filled with grief and sorrow, and those that are connected, right? And some people he can't save. He acknowledges that. Some people have gone so far. Some people don't see him anymore, and they do things that are outside. Like he doesn't believe in killing each other. He doesn't believe in bloodshedding. He doesn't believe in wars and separation. It's more about love and togetherness and union and the unconditional. And so when I say he's washing our feet, this is intense. I didn't expect this, but it's beautiful. It's washing away our fears, our guilt or shame, because that's all false. Our judgment, it's just washing it away. He's washing away our yesterday. He's washing away the heaviness that weighs our heart down. The brokenness we might feel. Oh, it's emotional. I'm sorry. And I'm just washing it away. I'm just washing it away. I'm washing it away. The division, the judgment, the separation, I'm washing it away. the sorrow and all of the pain, I'm washing it away. Take pieces to every religion, and they're correct, but we need to put them together. Love, 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 not separation. That brings us to the whole of God. So nobody's a sinner. You don't have to repent. Just open your heart and accept love in. Let love in. And forgiveness. He says forgiveness is very loud. Forgive yourself. Forgive those who have trespassed against us. That's what he is saying. Wow, I didn't expect that, but it's quite beautiful. We're just going to sit for a moment, and I can hear the wind. So here comes the element of wind blowing the leaves ever so gently and just blowing away the density out of our auric field and our energy. And I feel the water, it's even in the air. So every now and again, I can feel a little drop of water kissing the skin, just ever so gently. And the yummy stone, the solidity of the earth, the foundation of strength and support underneath us. And the element of fire in the most beautiful way, protected, safe, next to us, around us, in the energy in our auric field. It is just around. It is in the energy to help cleanse and purify. And the trees need to go over Jerusalem. But this isn't just about Jerusalem. I need you to understand the complexity of this part. It's not just Jerusalem that I see. It's the body of Christ. It's the body of Christ. The body of Christ. It's the trees going over to protect the body of Christ, to bring a covering. We need it at this time. And then the foundation of the rocks that we are sitting upon is like, I am your strength. I am your foundation. I am here for you. And the water to wash away the pain, the struggle, the fear and the doubt, the separation. Please leave the word sinner out. That's what he says. For I do not see in the vision of sinner. I see in the vision of lost. I see through the eyes that pain can cause great suffering and can cause some to shut down. And I am here to cleanse your pain. I am here to cleanse your fear. I am here to cleanse your heartbreak, your separation, your misunderstandings. That is why Jesus is washing our feet. And now I will anchor this in. So I'm just going to anchor this into your heart space and all the way down to your feet and into the earth. That bench will stay with you. The water will continue to cleanse you, and the trees can be called upon. They're still there. I placed them above the body Christ's body, the body of God, the body of light, for a reason. Because with this eclipse, something's shifting. And that's why I was called to do this grounding for it. And anytime you want to connect to your heart space, breathe just like I taught you. And keep doing it until you feel it open. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes 30. Sometimes it takes a day. Sometimes it takes 2. But just breathe into it and drop it down and witness what you feel and allow it to release. Tell it to release. Witness it. Tell it, I see you. I see this muck in my energy. I feel this pain in my heart, whatever it is. And I call you forward to release, and then hold space and witness, observe, and allow. That was beautiful. All right. So this concludes our grounding into the body of Christ, is what they're calling that. Woo! Yes. Love that. Alchemist, pain into power, fear into love, grief into joy. That was beautiful. That brought some major tears to my eyes. This is why I wear some waterproof mascara. Heck to the yeah. All right. So Becca, you are up first. Oh my gosh. That was quite beautiful. And it brought a new perspective for Jesus cleansing our feet for me. I don't know if it did for you guys, but it sure did for me. Like it brought a whole new meaning to that for me. Like I felt it to my core. So I hope you guys did too. That was quite beautiful. Oh, that was beautiful. And we needed that. Oh, definitely an emotional grounding, y'all. Woo! Oh my goodness me. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And then you know how you always have people talking about sin. Go repent your sins. That never made sense to me because God doesn't look at us that way. Right? That's judgment. Who's better than who? I'm not better than you. Have I done anything wrong in my life? Heck to the yeah, I'm sure I have. Right? Ah, oh, I love that. She felt the cleansing and did some shamanic drumming. I love that. You see me with my drums sometimes. Heck yeah. All right, y'all. So let's get into the messages and healing. Okay. Are y'all with me? Becca, I believe, was first, right? She's the first one that spoke up. So if you are ready, I am ready. And we will tune into your energy, Becca. And I hope, I know 718, that's like, I hope he comes back because I felt like he really needed some of this. So hopefully, I know I had to switch lives, but that's okay. Excuse me. She is ready. All right, Becca, just to verify, you wanted a healing and messages? Yes? Just give me that. Yes. I hear the yes, but all right. Whatever you need. Okay. Well, right away, I am actually hearing to light some sage for you to start because I need it. There's something in your auric field, an energy body that does not serve, just an energy. So we're just gonna, you need some smoke cleansing, but you are a shaman. So this is tuning into the shaman in you. You feel that? The shaman in you. And I have a hawk feather in my mind's eye. I got to finish doing my feather stuff, you guys. I have a hawk feather in my mind's eye. That's important. The word hawk. Oh, I love that. So I don't know what kind of sage you have, but this is a little blue sage for you. Okay. And in my mind's eye, I have a hawk feather. I really don't know what kind of feather this is. They paint them. It's just probably a turkey feather, or who knows? I don't know. I bought it from the store and I'm making my own, so that'll be much better. But I need to do this for you. But this is also you are starting to awaken the shaman within you. I don't know if you're aware of that. So have you had dreams? Because Becca, we're going into your healing, but I have to say this. As I'm entering your energy, I feel like you've had a dream. Like I have a dream. Like I don't know if you've actually had this dream or you feel it in your energy. I don't know because I see it and it's very real and I feel it. So I'm sitting around like a fire and there's lots of women around me and they're in like some kind of headdress. Like I'm not saying necessarily they're Native American. It's whatever is theirs, right? It might be beads. It's something. And they're all like doing a ceremony or a ritual. And what I'm trying to say is I can hear them going, so I hear them saying something ritualistically in the energy to you and it's specific for you. They're trying to awaken the shaman within, and I feel like you've been feeling this calling, and maybe you haven't quite put a finger on what you were feeling yet, but I don't know if you've had this dream. Like it's very real, it's very vivid. It's overwhelming in your energy. There is a line of women healers in your bloodline, and you are one of 4 generations heightened. I have to say that word for a reason. Because it might actually go back to 6, but heightened, you are one of 4 generations. And it's them trying to awaken the shaman healer within you. But you're battling something in the energy that doesn't want you to. It comes in the form of lack and separation. Yes. Okay. So I feel like that's part of it, is like you're looking ahead. You're trying to figure things out. You're trying to see that message I was talking about in my other video that cut out was important. You're trying to figure things out. You're trying to make sense of things. And they're saying, don't do that. They're saying you're not going to find it outside. You're going to find it within. So I don't know how often you connect to your chakras, but you need to be connecting to them daily. You need to not look for the path. You need to find the path within. You need to not look for the path. I need to repeat that. No. Because you're not going to find it in school, sweetheart. You're going to find it within, and possibly through some of the healings you do with me and stuff, because it's going to clear what is not. I have an alchemy, but what spirits, and I'm not trying to point you towards that. What I'm trying to point you towards is inward. So spirit is telling me they're calling you within. They're trying to, so I hear them doing that. Like it's not for me, it's for you. But I can hear the vibration of what they're chanting or what they're singing or what they're saying. And it deals with your heritage. You're one of 4 main generations back, but it truly goes back 6. But I feel like for some reason, I don't try to pinpoint why, because it could be maybe shadow got in the way. I don't know. But 4 is where they're vibrantly shining through. And so I would actually say hold space, don't do that yet, because if you watch the videos that I do, every modality has to be upgraded. Okay. And I see a lot of Reiki practitioners, but their symbols are not aligned to New Earth until they can awaken and they process them through. Eventually some of them should upgrade. I do a lot of channeling of new Reiki symbols because everything's being brought through the divine masculine and then the divine feminine again. So through the totality of the light, because that's what was separated. That's what was ripped apart. And I always used to tell people, those that knew me in the beginning, I would say, I can't touch Reiki. It's through somebody else's energy. And I didn't quite know what that meant then. I was like, I just can't touch Reiki. There's something wrong with it. And then recently, after the whole New Earth stuff was complete, I started downloading new sigils for it. And so I will do some of that. It is in you, but I would say you're pushing to go too far. It will come when it's ready to come, but it's going to come from the inside. So what Spirit's asking you to do, Becca, is focus inward. Get to know your body, get to know your energy, get to know each individual chakra and spend time with them. Get to know your breath. Go inward and listen to your body only, not external stuff, because that's part of that energy that's like distracting, is trying to pull you apart, is trying to pull you out in separation. And you don't want to do that. So this is why when I had my Alchemy Academy, I told people it's harder to learn this way. It's not in a book. You're not going to find it in a book. I teach people how to align with them, and I heal all that's not. That was the academy. I didn't just teach you, I healed you. And then whatever spirit wanted you to do from your heart space, that's what would come through, because it takes every piece of the puzzle to align with the totality of you, just like it did for me. I didn't just have a full-blown awakening into, oh, you do this. It was take this step and take this step and take this step, and then more would come through, and then take this step. And it's like, oh, and it was like all the pieces of the puzzle it took. And then one day it all came together. Okay. And then it was like boom, 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 boom. It just got better and better. So that's how it works. So I hope you understand that. If you have any questions about that, please let me know, Becca. But you need to go into your energy, master your chakras, learn to work with those. Learn to ground daily, learn to connect to yourself. Spirit's trying to communicate with you from the inside. You're not going to hear it outside. And you have to be careful, is because some things are shifting and some things have not. So you can't learn from old earth energies. You're not meant to. Okay. You're not going to find it in a book. You're going to find it inside from your guides, from spirit. And you're going to awaken piece by piece into who you are by taking those steps, taking those actions without judgment, without fear, without hesitation, without anything else being there. Okay. Does that make sense? And now we're ready to go into your healing. But, you are a little out of balance. with the masculine and feminine. I feel like actually this is weird because I want to say you're out of balance with the masculine. There's actually too much feminine. Okay, makes sense. Too much feminine going on for you and your DM because you are a twin flame and that's coming through again. And I knew that, but they're saying it very loudly. So you're actually out of balance with the masculine. The masculine needs to call his power back. Oh, and then here you go. Confidence is within you and it's the key to your success. Okay, Becca? So here we have the lions. Call them in. So sometimes we don't feel strong enough, but we're not meant to. We're meant to call in support. We just forget to. Call it in, okay? I will talk to God all the time. I know I'm like one of the more God-following spiritual people I know because that's who I work through. That's who I do everything through is God. If I feel weak, I call in God. If I feel lost, I call in God. And it's generally, they have to tell me, let go and focus, right? Like looking too far out. So remember that when fear comes in, when things come in, when we need strength, we need to focus in the here and the now and just see ourselves surrounded by that. Call it in, okay? That's what they're saying. Stop looking outward, look within and call it in because we're not alone. It's just spirit doesn't always reside in the physical. Sometimes if their heart's open, physical people can bring spirit through, but mostly we are truly surrounded by it. So just call it in, okay? All right. Okay, here we go, Becca. So for those of you who don't know me, I do master healings. They are different than what you're used to seeing. I am not a doctor, but I am a master healer. I trust in what I do, and we always have proof. And I've been doing it for many years now. So they are different. So we just hold space. No fear. No judgment, no fear. Just be open. All right, Becca. So I'm setting the intention for your healing. And your solar plexus is definitely, I don't think blocked is the right word. It's brewing and stewing and there's confusion, but there's also energies that don't belong. And then be aware of self-sabotage. Self-sabotage was part of one of my courses because it's something we all pick up. It's a temptation of the shadow. It comes from a wounded background. Remember the cleansing of Jesus. What did he say? It's not sins. It's not judgment. He's like cleansing away our past. And so generally we give our power to wounds. We give our power to heartache, things like that. But so what I guess what I'm trying to say is there's healing you need on a spiritual journey level also. But let's bring in the light. I'm going to bring in the light. You need to integrate with the sun. This is what they're telling me. You are a child of the sun, but I feel like we all really are, but this also goes with the healer in you. Excuse me, that's a release right away. So I need to put the sun right above your head, and your divine masculine needs to call his power back. He's given his power away and it deals with lack. He needs to call his power back. He needs to call his power back because he's being controlled by lack. Or the fear of, right? There's multiple layers to what I say and why I say it, but it has to do with lack. He needs to call his power back. It's creating an imbalance in both of you. And then we've even had like some tit for tat, like da 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 da. You can't hear me, and da 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 da. I can't hear you, and why is this happening? Like I can't get a grip on this. I just want to solve this, and I can't figure out why this is happening. Da, 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 da. And then we're like, okay, it's good. Like why did that happen? It's this. He's giving his power away to lack. Call it back, call it back, call it back, call it back, call it back. And then we're never about blame, shame, and blame, no victimhood. Don't point fingers. Never point fingers. That doesn't help anybody. But he has a bit of an ego, and I feel like it's wounded. I feel like something you might have said wounded him, not intentionally, but it made him feel less manly. So he needs to call his power back. So I need the clarity of the sun. And so I'm putting that over your head. The balance of the masculine and feminine. There's an out of balance. And I feel like this is where that's coming from. So now I'm being drawn to draw the light up your feet. You have animals coming in, spiritual animals. There's about 6 of them on your totem right now that are showing up. And oddly enough, one of them's a raccoon. Becca, I've never had a raccoon come in for somebody. So I find that really cool. A raccoon's coming in, but it's not your baseline animal. I mean, your main spirit guide animal, but it is one of 6 right now in your energy. I have that and a squirrel. And there's also a snake for a reason. They're symbolic. And there's an elephant and a monkey. And then you have a tiger. Your tiger is your main spirit guide right now. And he's coming in with the masculine energy to awaken a balance, to awaken clarity. But I feel like he's also a part of your DM. I'm hearing, can our spirit animals change? Yes. We always have a main blueprint. Like mine was a Black Panther, but I rarely see her anymore because my purpose was served with what she had to work with me with. So we can have multiple throughout a lifetime. Different ones for as we need them. Just like angels can come in differently as we need them. Okay. So there is resistance to me entering your energy. Something doesn't want it. So that was that. Remember the smoke, and I needed the feather, the hawk feather. Look that meaning up for specific cleansing with hawk feathers, because they want you to know this. They want you to look that up. There's a reason for it, and it has to do with part of the way the shadow gets in. So I'm bringing light into your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, and your hips. And I heard the words balance for prosperity is a key. Something you're going to work on, and they want you to start now. So I'm drawn immediately to your gallbladder and your kidney. Who has dialysis? Who's had dialysis in your family? There's something to do with kidney and dialysis. Kidney dialysis, failure. My kidneys. I feel like it's in the blood. It's somewhere. So as I'm in your kidney, I see this murky. It would almost be like pussy murky. And then I see blood, and then I see a tinge of blood. And that tells me prone to kidney infections, prone to infections. Kidney doesn't filter. And I feel like this runs through you. This is genetic. So somebody truly, grandpa, I don't know who, somebody has had a genetic coding within this. This is not something new to your genome. So let me go in deeper. And it really messes with my blood sugar, with my body, with my like A1, like all that stuff, cholesterol, all that stuff. It just messes with an imbalance. And then I get headaches. I don't like headaches. I'm prone to headaches in my eyes. Like I see things in my eyes, like light flashes in the backs of my eyes. And it's like this migraine thingy. But this is stemming from the kidney. Oddly enough, your DM also might be connected to this, because I see a masculine side of this as well. So this might be something both of you carry in some way, shape, or form, because of your twin flames. So we tend to have similarities. We tend to mirror things. Yeah. And you are with your twin flame. So it's heightened, right? Your connectivity, your path is heightened. So I feel like, because for whatever reason, I know I'm not doing a healing on him, and I'm not saying that I'm trying to, because I don't have his permission, but it's through you. It's the energy connection through you. So this goes both ways. It's something to be aware of, not fearful of, aware of. But I'm going back to you. So I'm in your kidney, and then I'm hearing liver enzymes. So my energy level gets low. It gets zapped. I'm out of energy, and I have a hard time, and I know I'm on a live healing, but I'm tapping into some emotions here. It's like, I want to lose weight. I want to do things with my body, but it's like my body's not hearing me. Like I'm telling it to do stuff, and it's not hearing me. So, I'm just slowing down. the kidneys and then into the liver are all connectedness. So it does lead into things like diabetes and things like this, and sometimes dialysis of the kidneys. But this is genetic. This has to do with your origin. I feel like you're more prone to issues with dialysis. But can diabetes be in there? Probably. I mean, throughout the history or developing or whatever, because of that lack of filter through the kidneys. So I'm not just talking about it, I'm going to heal it. So let's go into the kidney. Let's deeply go into the kidney, and it connects deeply to the liver. And there's enzymes. There's a missing enzyme, and it's genetic. It's from your genetic coding, a missing enzyme. And if they did the right test, I feel like they could see it in a genetic coding. It's missing enzyme production. So I do see the DNA. I also see your liver, and then I also see the left kidney focused. So I don't know why that's significant. I'm not sure if it like connects differently, but that's the left kidney focused, but they're both in there. So I'm not Xing one kidney out and saying it doesn't matter. I'm hitting both, but I have to be heightened in the left kidney and the left kidney connection to the liver. And then into your genome pool, genetic coding, and then also a tissues, the breast. So I don't know if some breast stuff has come up in the family line. It may not be the main focus, but there might be some things there because it connects. It's going to connect. It's also going to go up through the adrenal glands and the lipids and the phosphates. Sugar levels, all these kinds of things, which then in turn affects the head, my brain, my head, my blood flow, the circulation, and the glucose, which causes my migraines. Didn't I say gallbladder? Because I'm going back there. I need to filter the gallbladder. It's actually a filter kind of like an appendix. And then ketones. I said that earlier, but I was saying it for somebody else, but I'm hearing it in you. So I have to double check. I'm not like, no, ketones, a presence of, heightened in. And then I heard the word, which I don't know, I've never heard it before, ketonosis. And so osis to me is like inflammation. So it's like a byproduct of the kidney not filtering properly is what I'm thinking. It's like when I say ketonosis, it's like inflammation of certain things within the body that deal with production of those certain things. Again, not a doctor. I'm always like, what? Like I'm trying to, but I don't want to take myself out. So I'm going to keep going. So I'm feeling in your kidney, and it feels like I could feel it. I could feel it through my left side. And they're telling me I need to do a gallbladder release and cleanse through the kidney. So I need to go in through the kidney, the liver connected, in through the kidney, and then its connection to the gallbladder. And I need to cleanse the gallbladder through the kidney system. That's how I see it. So I hope it makes sense. I need to cleanse the gallbladder through the kidney system, and I need to do a release. And this will help with ketone balance. This will help with absorption. This will help with inflammation. This will help with processing, and this will allow the kidney time to heal. Ketonosis. I heard it again, like ketonosis, like ketonosis. I don't know what that is. And also your eyes. A breakdown of the glucose monitoring system. Our body monitors? Yes, it does actually. And then I get a little dizzy, and I get a little wonky, and I feel kind of yucky. I don't want to say sick, but I just feel off. Like, I don't know if you've said that a lot. Like, I feel off, and I don't know why. And were you like borderline diabetic in your pregnancy? Did that come up? Because I feel like it could have very easily, just because of all this. Okay. So I'm going in through the liver, or the liver to the kidney, then the kidney to the gallbladder. And it has to be that way because I feel like I'm reversing it, right? Does that make sense? Like I have to cleanse through the liver to the kidney, and then the kidney filtering through the gallbladder, and then the gallbladder will filter through sweat glands. It will filter through your urinary tract, and it will filter through possibly dreams, because our glucose affects our dreams as well. It affects our mental capacity, affects our health in multiple ways. And our body, it's just the levels when they go off, we're wonky, it's wonky, and then you get headaches. And this has something to do with your eyesight. So I haven't got there yet. So let me finish. So I'm going through the liver to the kidneys to the gallbladder, liver, kidneys, gallbladder. Ooh. And I got to get this thing out of my thyroid. It's connected. So here we have another connection. Why would that be? Because our systems are all connected. One affects the other, affects the other, affects the other. So there's also something going on with the thyroid where it's like blocked. I don't want to say it's, I'm not giving you a title. I'm just saying the energy is blocked. The flow is blocked. The movement is blocked a little bit here because that's how it feels. So I have to take it down to exactly what I'm experiencing. So I'm taking the light in through the liver and through the kidneys, through the gallbladder, allowing that to filter the way it's going to filter, which I can feel it in my bladder and my urinary area. It feels really weird. And then it goes up to the thyroid. Thyroid imbalance is what they're calling it because of everything. And then like the ketones and then ketonosis. I'm not a doctor. But I'm doing what I'm seeing. High liver enzymes or lack thereof. Sometimes they're high, sometimes they're missing. It's like the body tries to correct, and so it has bouts of producing this enzyme, and then it goes away and it doesn't filter or create for a while. And that's throwing the kidney off balance, which again throws the liver off balance, which again messes with the gallbladder, and the gallbladder cannot filter. Then the thyroid. And then the eyes. So from the thigh, I kept seeing the eyes. Like it creates these weird things with the eyes. So now I'm becoming more heightened in the thyroid, and I feel like there's like this knot, like right in the center, right in the dip of my throat here. You guys, I'm not here. My eyes are closed. I hope you're hearing me. I hope the live's still working because I feel the energy for a second. It's pulling me out ever so slightly, but I need to go back in to Becca's throat. Thyroid, 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 gallbladder, gallbladder connection to the thyroid, thyroid, gallbladder, kidney, liver. Nightmares fuel, and this messes with your dreams and your sleep patterns. It messes with your weight, and then it also messes with your eyesight, and it gives me migraines. Those are symptoms. What they're calling like symptomatic disclosures. Our body tells us, but how do we know what they're saying? Because we're not taught to. Oh, it's like blocked. I need to get it out of my throat. Like I want to reach in and pull it out. I feel like I can't swallow, but I can swallow. It's not my swallow. It's my thyroid. It's something to do with your mother. There's a connection to her side. Because I don't know why I'm saying that. I just feel it in your thyroid. I see your mother and a genome pool here. But then when I also say the kidneys, I can see your father. But then the masculine side, I'm not sure if that's your DM. So there's a lot of energies going on here. And I've never been in your divine masculine's energy. But it's reading in here. So there's just a few different things. But I have to mention everything or I do it no justice. It's not for me to understand. It's not really always for us to understand in the moment. It makes sense when it needs to always. So it's coming more clear. So sometimes I even have to clear these things out of the energy. It's why I mention them, but it also provides understanding, Spirit's saying. liver enzyme, thyroid. Liver enzyme affects the thyroid. Thyroid affects the liver, kidneys, and gallbladder. Gallbladder to thyroid. Liver enzyme, thyroid. Glucose monitor. My body's not reading the glucose levels properly. So even if they were okay, sometimes my body will read them as off, but it also can't pick up all of the glucose throughout my body. It's off. It's off. It's not reading properly. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm saying. Sorry, lots of releasing. We're cleansing. I do these to heal. I don't say for fear. I say for healing. So everything I touch is because I'm bringing light in. I'm cleansing. And then I go into the genetic coding and I have to fix a little bit of a genetic mishap, I guess you would call it, like a false imprint. And this has to do with your blood, like your ethnicity, who you are, your connection, your bloodline. I don't feel like there's any responsibility here other than bloodline and the crappy poisonous world we've been living in, right? Not proper nutrition, not proper anything really, and a detachment from the self of knowing what to do. Genetic conditioning. Oh, okay. So now I'm feeling it towards the stomach, and I can't quite put my finger on yet. Gallbladder. And the actual stomach. So I was thinking it was solar plexus, but I'm in the stomach. Oh, I'm feeling movement in my thyroid. It's a little wonky feeling, so I'm not done there yet. But I felt that like that ball I wanted to get out. I felt like I was like almost choking, but it's moving now. There's movement now. But your stomach enzymes are also off because of your liver enzymes. So you're not processing food properly. It's not reading food. It's not able to absorb proper nutrition. And you're definitely not processing out the yuck. It's like I'm backed up. I'm backed up in my kidneys. I'm backed up in my gallbladder. I'm backed up in my thyroid. And until I got those unblocked and working properly, I'm not able to digest food properly. And so everything hits me hard. And then everything slows down. And like I keep gaining weight and I don't fucking know why. That's in your energy. Excuse the French. I feel like this hits your heart. Oh, you're like not happy about your body, and that's reading in your body. You've talked to your body about this, and your body is telling you this is why I'm helping you. I hear you. I hear you. I love ice water. I need ice water, ice, cold, ice water, ice water. Liver enzyme. My liver needs water. I need ice water. Ice water. Ice is important. I don't know why, but I see like the best glass of ice water, and then I'm like, and I just need to drink that ice water and drink, and it's like crystal clear, like yummy water. I just need the ice water. And then I felt the stomach stuff move, and I heard gallbladder, and then I'm also going up to the eyes now. So I'm going up to the eyes because I need crystal clarity. I need clarity of the eyes, clarity of the lens, clarity of the world, clarity like blurry, cloudy haze, blurry haze. Like I need clarity of the lens. There's a distortion in the lens. So when these other things go off, our eyes don't get proper nutrition, blood flow, glucose affects our eyesight. So that's one of the things that people with like severe diabetes will suffer with as well, I'm hearing. So I'm just feeling something really wonky in the stomach and going into the intestines. So I need to tune into that. Gut health. Of course, couldn't be. When one system is off, it'll start knocking down every other system. Ooh, there we go. Oh, yeah. And then my eyes are watering. So I don't know if you have dry eye syndrome or if they water too often, or if sometimes they're dry, sometimes they're watering, but I'm feeling that as a symptom. Messing with my ducts, messing with the moisture. So weird, because as I'm in the eye and I'm like cleansing the lens, I go into the stomach. This has to do with my gut health as well, because I feel like this like weird rock in my stomach, and then also the gallbladder. And then I'm going to draw in the earth. I'm going to draw in the earth and a little bit of fresh water and cleanse the gallbladder and drop it back down. And then I'm drawing it into the gallbladder specifically and cleansing it and dropping it back down. And then I need to draw it through the colon and the intestines, something about the colon as well in history. But I'm bringing it in through the colon, the intestines, and into the stomach. And I'm cleansing the bile, the acidity. I need to cleanse. I need to cleanse, and I need to cleanse the lining of the stomach. Which in turn, my gut-brain connection affects my eyes. My gut, my eyes, my gallbladder, thyroid, liver, kidneys, that way. I keep hearing thoughts like, what about my daughter? Like, what does this mean if it's genetic? No worries. We already are changing a line. We are changing and bringing healing, which brings knowledge, which brings repair, which brings trickle down effects type of a thing. Believe it or not, we're more connected than we know. We've just been so brought to separation. So something about like, I'm a mommy, like what about my kids, right? My kids. But I feel like somehow this goes, because I know you have more than one kid, but I'm heightened in daughter. So this would be something, the bigger part goes down the female line, I feel like. Or there's something there because your mom stands out and then your daughter stands out and then the genome pool stands out and your son is like over here like do. Enzymes, liver enzymes again. So I'm just cleansing again now the liver. So I'm going to take some soil and some water and bring it up and cleanse the liver. Why would I do that? Because you're rich iron and mineral rich and pure. The earth is such a healer. So I'm bringing it in and I need to detox and it brings it down into the earth. And we're slowing down. I'm starting to come out of your energy a little bit, but I'm just holding space for a little bit of muck in between the stomach to the thyroid there. There we go. And a little more cleansing of the lens. It's like if I take a squeegee on my car window and I'm like, I can't do that noise justice, but I feel like I'm squeegeeing your lens. I'm bringing clarity to the retinic valley. You're bringing clarity to the lens. Again, layered, healing layered. I hit the main layers. The eye is just beginning. There's more there is what I'm saying, but we're doing everything we can that's connected today. And this helps also with your migraines, because your migraines are connected to your glucose monitoring. At least one main value of it. Everything is layered. There could always be more. And then I see your genetic coding again. I'm not your mom, and your mom's not here, and I don't have permission, but I'm hearing to pay attention to mom's health. And then in the genetic coding, it's like I'm bringing clarity to a broken value, a distorted creation line. You know what I mean? Like in your genome pool, you have your helixes, and it's like a distortion in the helix value. I just mention it because I'm bringing healing. So I don't get a name or a specific location. It's not necessary. I'm just bringing healing and clarity. It has to do with your ethnicity as well. Like I feel like we have characteristic traits of certain ethnicities and something to do with like your kidneys and the liver function type of things. And then we can keep going. So it's just all, it's layered. And I feel like this should help your energy, but you might feel a little more sluggish first. And you might have foul odor when you go potty, but that's okay. It should be temporary. Odor color differentiation as a release of the gallbladder. And you might get sweaty and your dreams might be really wonky. You might have a little bit of vertigo. But if you have nothing, that's great too. These are just possibilities of the processing of the work that I did, because your body will process exactly how it received it. And you might get a little nauseous. And if you don't, that's okay too. It's not necessarily that you do. It's just if you do, it's all connected. We are all affected differently. And if you ever have that anxiety feeling, it's your glucose. It's really affecting you. Or at least that could be something to look at in the moment. Like, am I safe? Yes, I'm safe. Bringing it into the now. Why am I having this? It's not always necessarily from trauma. Sometimes it's our body trying to say, whoa, red flag, something's going down. And then I go back to the image of cleansing you with the hawk feather and the smudge. So you need to look up the specific meaning of cleansing with a hawk feather with smudge, because it's part of you as a medicine woman. It's part of the shadow and how it gets in. It's part of cleansing that. There's just something there for you. So look that up. And then in order to awaken, Spirit's asking you to go within. That's what they've been trying to guide you to do. But you're looking for answers. You're not going to find them outside, and you're not meant to know them all. It's one step at a time. Start going inward and connect to the earth. Shaman healers are deeply connected to the earth. You're going to find answers there. She's going to give them to you. And so is your chakras. And then you will connect more to that path and the guidance within. That's truly what I do as a soul path guidance. It's there. Just stop looking outside. Look inward. Can I read that? Yes, I see into the totality of our heart space. Okay, so now they're saying done, 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 done. So I'm starting to come out of your energy. I'm starting to realize I'm in my home again. So I'm going to start giving you your energy back and giving me mine back, and just separation, total separation. What is yours, and what is mine. And bring myself back into the space and pray to the Lord gods that the Wi-Fi continued working, and dry my eyes. Oh, always have ice water. Yes, I love diabetes runs in your family. Okay, perfect. Okay. Preeclampsia. Ooh, blood pressure. Okay, all connected for sure. Ooh, tons of migraines lately. So many validations. Thank you. Yes, Becca, yes. That was beautiful. If you have any questions, please let me know. I go really fast in these. I understand that. That's why when I do one-on-one sessions, they are recorded with your permission, and I give it to you. I don't watch them again because it's a lot. But I'll tell you, it's always there. It's in your energy. Okay. I hope that answered all of your questions clearly. The migraines, the diabetes, all that stuff was there. It might also look to your DM for the kidney stuff, just an awareness. And then something about your mom. Ooh, lots of chills when I said that with the DM and the mom. But never fear, just an awareness, because sometimes people don't speak about what's really going on with them. Number one, they don't get it. And number two, they don't want to spark fear. And so if we just bring an awareness and an open door for them to be focused inward and healing too, it always is wonderment. Okay, but never force anybody or anything. Everybody has their own needs and wants and free will. We just ride the wave and give love, and that helps so much. So your mom's heart opening, though. Love the ice water. Yes. Because one of those was, number one, Becca, you don't know that it's in you already. You haven't fully come into that acceptance and awareness, is that it's already in you. Just like I talk about with God, he's in us, right? Like, I was reading about Buddha. Buddha didn't really believe in God. And I know he came up when we were changing the map of New Earth, but he became enlightened from within. And so my question is, if that's the case, if he went in and became enlightened, then where was God? Because that's where I truly found the wholeness of the one, was when I had my awakening, because you go within. So it was interesting. He is omnipresent. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. So I think Lisa was next. Yeah. Okay. So keep me on track, you guys. Lisa was next, and then Angela, and then Olivia. Angela wanted a message. Am I correct on that? And I think Olivia wanted messages. If you want a healing, specify for me. I don't need that. I have my mouse. So if y'all are still here, Lisa, are you ready? Yes. Olivia said, I'd love a reading. Angela did say that as well. So Lisa will be next, whatever spirit wants for her. She says, yes, ma'am. And then we have Angela, and then we have Olivia. And if anybody else wants any, let me know. These are free. That's what I'm here for today. In the beginning of this, we did a full moon grounding. That was very important for the collective. So if you came in after that, I encourage you to watch this over again when I'm done. It was quite beautiful, very emotional grounding, very important for the earth right now, because we are under a very powerful eclipse, which is an energetic shift change, they're saying. So grounding, it was a new form of grounding. It was beautiful. What up, Roger? Woo woo, long time no see you. You've been popping in my energy lately. Why? What's up? I've literally had you pop into my head like 4 times this last week, Roger. I know I don't get on Facebook very much because it just didn't feel right. Okay, I see you, Olivia. All right. So free healings and messages today, y'all. You know, I don't dictate the time of them. They can go, but it's going well. I don't know why you've been in my energy. What's going on, Roger? Something's up, my friend. Maybe just spirit saying, boom, boom, he's coming forward, or something's up. So I'm just here for you. All right. Switching gears, had to release there a little bit. Let me have a sip of water, and we will go to Lisa. I do start a new job, y'all, on the 22nd. So I feel like a month after that. So I'll be able to do my lives on Sunday for a little bit longer like this. I'd like to do that. And then it will switch to Fridays for these kinds of things live. You thought about him too recently. Yeah, Roger, you've been in the energy, my friend. So I don't know what's going on with ya, but maybe some love needed. I'm not sure. Maybe a little falling off the path. I don't know. But either way, we're here if you got something. Okay, Lisa, you are up. Let me clear the energy all the way. Set the intention to do the healing for you. I need a little bit of howlite in our energy. Same thing for you, Lisa. So I was drawn to this, which is, it says wisdom, right? It's onyx. Wisdom. So wisdom is found within, not outside. Oh my gosh. Whoop, whoop. Congrats, Roger. You. Aw, who does? Becca, me? I always look like I'm suffering. I'm not going to lie, you guys. My journey's not easy. It's not been easy. There are times where energy is benevolent. And, you know, I have my own twin flame journey. And I don't think people understand that very well because I barely understand it. And there was a moment where I truly just wanted to quit. And spirit fights with me a little bit because it's important that I don't. And granted, people can't see what I do all the way. And they don't understand twin flames just as I didn't understand twin flames. But there's a lot of energy that's constantly like pulling on that. And it's hard. You know, if I close off my heart, I get in trouble too. Yes. Thank you. Yes, for that validation. Yep. If you look back on my journey, my very first twin flame union energy was horrific. It was a battle that we almost didn't survive through. And it wasn't just my twin flame, it was the energy they carry. And the DM never fully stepped up, even when I got a walk in. And it actually pulls me down a lot. But recently, I have been clearing some more energy and talking to him inward, because we are connected at the soul level. We've connected very deeply at the soul level. I haven't met this one physically, but I can hear him and he can hear me. And he actually was helping me clear some energies yesterday. And I know that sounds weird. Even sometimes I'm like, whoa, but it was real and it helped a lot. And so, it's just, God told me I gave my power away to the emotions and how people judged me in this journey. And I felt like I failed. I felt like people don't want to watch the return. It's been right here in front of our eyes. It almost killed me. It killed my DM. And at times I let that negativity take over, and it doesn't matter. What matters is that I still align to what feels good, and then I'm still showing up every step of the way. And again, just like I teach everybody else, is everything's a reflection of you. So I have to look within me and go, what did I give my power to? And God said it was the emotions. So sometimes I struggle too. We all do. I'm not perfect, but I'm real. And these energies are real. And sometimes they really do pull. There's a lot of resistance. And letting the past go is really big. Acceptance. Absolutely, Roger. So we've got Lisa right now. I'm just glad Becca brought that up, because I feel like most people don't ask. They just judge. Most people won't ask. They just judge. And I love how you brought up how the DM fights me. Yeah, the masculine did not step up. And it really does pull. And if he did, it would change everything for everybody, because it's not just a man named Jesus we're looking for in the return. The return is not an apocalypse. It's understanding what really happened. And it was a ripping apart of the divine masculine and the divine feminine all the way back to Adam and Eve. And if you look at the return stuff, it's all there. I healed it all the way back to Adam and Eve. Just started with Jesus and Mary Magdalene first. And so there should be no separation. People always tell me, well, twin flame journeys, we're not meant to be together. That's a lie. We were never meant to be separate. You were never meant to separate the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And my journey has been a battle for that union the entire time. And when we were together, people could see clearer. But when there's separation, people are more blind. And then the energy of safety isn't as abundant. Does that make sense? And so do I struggle? Hell yeah, I do. And I have to call on God quite often. And then I have to regain my strength and clear what I need to clear and get back on. That's just the way it is. So I'm glad you recognize that. Because again, most people will judge you and just walk away or not listen or not pay attention. And, oh, she must not be this because she doesn't look like the other gurus, or she's not rich and famous. I've literally had people throw that at me. And it's like, because, well, first of all, I didn't do this for money. Right? I had a good career and kids and was just a mommy and didn't want to be in the public eye. That was not my dream. That was just my soul path. So, intentions matter. So I hope that helps explain some things. My job was to bring people together and rise. And if they don't want to hear me, it leaves me feeling empty. Like, okay, I failed. And I've talked to God like that sometimes. Like, what do I do? And he's like, clear that now. But God is proud because we made it. And that's it. And he just keeps saying, speak what you want only. Push everything. And so I keep getting that card, will, push past it. Where there's a will, there's a way. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So Lisa's up. And then we have Angela. And then we have Olivia. And then we have Roger. Okay. All right. So Lisa, you are up. I need some more water. I feel dehydrated. Hang on. So there's something in your throat. And I kind of hear like tread lightly, but it's not about fear. It's not about like being like, oh, this is important though, Lisa. I'm in your throat and I feel something in the energy, not in my physical throat, something in the energy. And I'm hearing tread lightly on truth. What is truth and what is not truth? Absolutely. You're so welcome, Becca. I love you too. Let me know anytime you need me. So glad you were here. Tread lightly on your truth, Lisa. Tread lightly on your truth. Tread lightly on the truth. What is truth? Deceptive. Like what it could, because the thing about the shadow energy is it's going to appear to be the truth. But unless you can observe into it, it's hard to decipher whether it is or so. If you take something at face value, you're going to be duped quite easily, and that's for anybody. If we don't pay attention to the energies and look deeper, it's easy to be fooled. Okay, so tread lightly. So what does tread lightly mean to you, Lisa? Can you answer this, because they want you to put that into tangibility. What does tread lightly mean to you? It's not about fear. It's not like walking on eggshells or anything, but it means something specific. So what does tread lightly mean to you, Lisa? Are you still here? Yes, being more observant. Very good. Yes, I like that. I feel like that goes with what they're trying to say here quite a bit. Not like very good, like, woohoo, we're in class. But I'm just saying that's validating to the message they're giving. Be more observant, but take your time with things. So you have a tendency to go really fast and just look at things at the surface. You're triggered at the surface. And this also has to do with mastery of the emotions and victimhood consciousness, because I don't like saying victimhood consciousness because it sounds like I'm insulting people, but that's what the Matrix teaches us to do. Okay. I have a psychology degree. I know everything about therapy. And a lot of times we are stuck in victimhood consciousness, and they will like reverberate within that. And we don't want to do that. So when I hear tread lightly, this is what came through. Distance. You need to separate your energies, not just with you, but all things. You need to create it's almost like seeing the bigger picture, right? I need to not take things at face value, because that's where deceptivity is. 2222 was up when I said that as well. This is about self-mastery. You need to distance yourself through energies, okay? You go very quickly, and some of this deals with intention, okay? What is the purpose of it? What is your true intention with it? You need a more awareness to all the layers of all things happening inside you and purposely through you. So what your intention is. Bring clarity to all things. And that's what they mean by tread lightly, okay? So being more observant, yes, but even more than that, okay? And then they have this. Let your fears dissolve. That sounds simple, but it's not. Have you all been hit with your biggest fears? Do you know how to sit with them and clear them? Like, have you ever actually successfully cleared your fear in the moment? We're not really taught how to do that a lot of times, sometimes. But we think of fear as being a cursor and we need to pay attention to it. It's like trying to steer us away from danger, and that's not always the case at all. Yep. So there's a reason. Fears are rising for a reason. Because you don't like changes. You are a victim of, remember when I was talking about your comfort zone? What did I say? Our biggest issue is homeostasis. It is an enemy. It really is. Our mind goes for homeostasis. We like things to be familiar and similar, and it could be a very destructive familiar and similar, and it will fight for the change, which is why some people won't wake up, right? They don't want unfamiliar. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that, because we have to accept things to be different than what we think they are. what we've always known them to be. And then it leaves us feeling vulnerable and lost, but we're really not. People don't like that, right? It's hard. So we have open up to changes. But the thing is, Lisa, is like, you've got to let go with the need to know, the need to be accepted, because that energy carries over, right, into all things we put out. And of course, this goes with fears, and this goes beyond fears, emotions, and grief, and things like that too. So the more slowing down occurs, the more we are present within what we are feeling in the moment. You have this ability to try to, like, I can take the surface and that's all I need and I'm good to go, and I want to clear it very quickly because I don't want to feel that anymore. Does that make sense? Rather than being like, this shit is heavy, but I need to sit with this. Like, I need to sit with this and I need to sit with this. So you'll take the surface, you'll clear it very quickly so that you can move on very quickly, because the longer you sit with something, the more this thing comes up. Your head takes over and the fears come in, but I'm hearing, I'm not done. So there's so many layers to things. We never know. We never know when we're done. We never know the purpose or what's coming up next. Our job is to trust in the moment and surrender like God asks and keep going. Okay? So this is also important. Your hard work is paying off. Just won't be seen through the ego mind, but will be seen through the heart. Open up your heart. So homeostasis is getting you. The fear energy is so scary. Oh, I don't like that word. No, it's not. It's a lie. So it's your lens. Why is it scary? It's a lie. It takes over because you give it power. Okay? What I tell you is, when we give something power, it gets really heavy and hard to deal with. But when you have the correct lens and be like, you know what, this is a lie. What is this telling me? And why am I giving my power to it? Because I'm the creator. If I don't want something to be some way, then I'm not going to let it be that way. And it does work. It's true. Okay, that's why we are our own saviors. God says, I'm not here to save you. You are. I'm giving you the path home. But we have to do it. We have to rise up. We have to say, and rise up. Okay. So in those moments, you're allowing it all to be that. If some thought comes in, you're giving it way too much power. You're not realizing who's really in charge. Okay. So the reason the fear gets really scary, you just use two words of the same thing: scary and fear. Scare, fear, scare, fear, scary. Why? Really ask her, why is this scary? What am I really afraid of? Dig deeper. So there goes back to that distance. Whoa, separate yourself. There's more going on than what's on the surface. It's telling you something, but why? What happens if the worst thing happens? Then what? Then what? Loss of what? What are you afraid to lose? Who is it that says whatever you're afraid of, you will have? Right? Fear not, for then you will have it. Detachment, distance, detachment is not a separation. It is a things not having control over you. Well, sweetheart, we have to lose our dog someday, right? Like my dog is getting older. My daughter was bawling, and I'm like, sweet, we have to lose him someday. We can't hold on forever. But the thing is they're always in our heart. We get to be with them in the times that we are. So if I'm sitting here afraid to lose them, I'm missing out on the moment I have them. And I don't really lose them. I guess I'm weird with these things, because like I watched my dad die and I didn't barely cry. They're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, well, it just had to happen. You know, I mean, I did have moments, and of course it's traumatic. And I mean, we all have a hard time with loss, but I guess it's the lens that matters is my point here. It's like, I didn't really lose him. Dude helped me in so many ways, even after his passing, that I would have never seen coming. I'm closer to him now in a weird way than I was when he was here. So again, you are in fight or flight mode, and you are in victimhood consciousness. And this is part of what I was going to talk to you about when we have our session. And these are all lies. There are certain things we have to accept in life, as nothing lasts forever. And I do mean nothing. Death sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's hard to see. It's hard to process. I don't like blood personally, I don't like any of these things. And yet at some point in our life, we're all exposed to them in some sort of way. And if I'm living in the fear, then I'm never living. And I'm going to miss something good in that. And so I work the crisis line. I've worked in situations that most people are like, I don't want to be there. It's getting control of those emotions, getting control of those thoughts, because here's the thing. Our thoughts come in, which create an emotion. They create energy in our body, which then creates an emotion, which then blocks energetic flow, which is where sicknesses truly are born from, a prolonged energy blockage, right? Which is why EFT works and all this kind of stuff too. See? Yes, Angela. Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm saying it the right way and not offending anybody. Yes, exactly. So, we can't allow our thoughts to come in. You have to stop those thoughts and you have to correct them and be like, yes, we're all this, the worst could happen. Absolutely. And then what? Right? Then what? Like, is it going to be my end? Heck to the no, right? I can't let it do that. I can't let it take my power in the now. I want this to happen, and I want this to happen, and I want good things, and I want positive, and I'm going to just put protections. If I have a thought of fear of somebody dying, I'm just going to protect them, and I have to put it in God's hand because that's out of my control. I'm not God, right? But you see, we're healers. I just did a healing on Becca that was like, whoa, what? I was saying things I didn't even know. That's just the way it is. So there's much more complexities there. There's much more things that we try to control because we like to feel safe and balanced and structured and secure, and it's what helps us. But the moment we put down that, and I'm watching my thoughts, I feel like you let these thoughts come in and wreak havoc, and then it becomes your reality. So a thought comes in, creates energy in our body, creates an emotion, which creates our reality. Blocks energetic flow, creates sicknesses, and then chaos ensues in our outer environment. We're like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to stop the thoughts, and you need to call your power back, and you need to realize that what do I want to happen? Yeah, exactly. And that's because you've got to know where you give your power to that shadow. This is why everybody talks about the mark of the beast. If you really want to know the true mark of the beast, it's 666. Why do they say 666? It's your thoughts. That's where it starts. And that's why meditation is so important, because we get control back of those thoughts. And I don't want you to sit with those thoughts. Clear them out. So when my head gets busy, I will sit there. The thoughts come in and I have to put them in a little thing and send them off. Literally clear them out, drop back into my heart, and prolong the silence. Prolong the silence. Keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Use your breath. I'm a breath work facilitator now for a reason, right? What are you anticipating? That's a lie too. So these are the things that you can keep doing it, but what are you going to gain? Anticipation station. Like, it's a lie and it's poison. It's a false timeline. So what do we have? I just took a breath. I have that. I have chipped nail polish. Okay, I need to paint those. I have hair. If we have ill health, I need to look at that. Okay, what's going on? I want to heal. So then I ask, what do I need to do? And I follow those nudges. What do I have in the now? Everything is done in the now. I create my future from the now. I create my future by what thoughts I let in. That's what the difference is. Yes, exactly. Illusions upon illusions. Yesterday is gone. I can't keep bringing that forward. We cannot do that. It's poison to the soul. Okay, God always tells me, put it in my subconsciousness to where it comes up only when I need it, but it's not wreaking havoc in the now. What I do in the now will always heal my past and will always create a new future. If I'm sitting here lost right now in fear and in thoughts and I can't move, because that's what they will eventually do, is like we just become, what do I do? Or we keep repeating patterns, then that's what I'm going to continue creating. Okay? That's why you're your own hero. We can keep assuming, we can keep having expectations, we can keep thinking, but they're going to leave you blind and binded into that, because we are creators. That's what God gave us. Power of creation. So we come to this world, and do you know, like almost 90% of people wouldn't even fulfill their soul path because we were blinded to it. And we were stuck in this system where we had to work and survive, and, a home or safety or the chaos and even drugs and things like that. It was a shitstorm. So it is an illusion, and they are getting shattered, and it's up to us to focus on what matters in the moment. That's the difference between somebody who's successful to somebody who's not, is what they focus on. Oops, I made a mistake. Okay, get right back up and do it again. It doesn't matter the mistake you made. Just make sure you don't do it again. That's all. I don't like people say, when they even use the word mistake, there is no mistake. It's like, oh, I wasn't seeing clearly. Let me clear the lens. Now I can see clearly and move forward. And relationships do this a lot. Well, you did this wrong, and you did this wrong, and how dare you, and why can't you see me? First of all, they can't see you because you can't see you. Right? There you go. Right there. The first sentence is all you need. So where are you giving your power away, Lisa? The thing is, it's going to keep doing it. Why? Because when it comes in here, giving your power. So I want you to stop for a second, Lisa, and figure out where you're giving your power away to the shadow. Stop doing it. Where there's a will, there's a way, and no excuses exist. That's a lie. I don't need an excuse because I'm not here to feel sorry. Like, I don't need to feel sorry for myself. Oh, shit, I done messed up. Like, like the first one I made, the guy was like, you're going to make those? I'm like, dude, it's my first one. Yeah, it's crappy. I keep it. Now you look at my ones and we're like, whoa, damn, Gina. You know what I'm saying? So there is no mistakes. The only mistake is not trying. I mean, is it really a mistake? No, you're just going to miss the opportunity because you didn't try. You don't know where you're going to go because you didn't try. You're giving your power away. That's what it is. Okay? That's what God says. To rise, we got to be in our power. We can't let things like that take our power, and it will get in your thoughts. Mount Shasta, understanding that was really important for that because it was a false foundation. They get in our head. They close down the God consciousness, the God portal. We were completely disconnected from that. And then they lied to you about there being 13 gates because they closed them down. They said there was only 12, which the 13th is heaven. That's heaven on earth. And that's what's returning. And so then we have God's power. So then we have to look at, where am I giving my power away? What am I choosing that's not unconditional love? I'm a creator. I can create money. Why don't I know how to create money? You have to meet yourself where you are. Okay? You have to meet yourself where you are. You don't want to judge yourself. You don't want to compare yourself. And you surely don't want to judge others because we're all connected. So what you do to yourself, you're affecting the whole entire connection of the universe. Okay? I hope that helps. So this is part of what we're going to be talking about moving forward as well in our meeting that we were going to have. So we'll go deeper into it then. And help get clarity in that, because if we cannot see where we give our power to the shadow in the moment we're doing it, then we'll keep choosing the same cyclic pattern. You guys, I go to school. I've been continuing my education into a clinical hypnotherapist. This is not like the ones you see on YouTube or anything. And then some other clinical therapy stuff. And I remember having a talk, and he's talking about personalities, your sexual personality, which is your behavioral component. And I was like, well, okay, you keep mentioning healing. It's like, so I come from this space, healing, shaman, master, karma. And like, he refused to answer. I'm like, so what is your thoughts on that? Right? Like, how can you tell what personality you are if you're in karmic patterning? You really can't. So it should shift, it should change. And why isn't, that's not really being considered. And they're trying to place people in these categories. And I'm like, there's something missing here. He's like, well, why don't you save that question for next class? And I'm like, okay. So they keep avoiding it. But then he'll like mention little tidbits. He's like, you got to heal and you got to do this. And I'm like, yeah, there's a cyclic patterning. So anyways, it's just mind boggling to me how much we were separated from that and how much it really does matter. And you cannot just say we're all this or we're all that. We have to look at where we give our power away, what governs our choices, or are we guided by love and light? And then be in your power and stop focusing on what others are doing to you, but what rather your vibration is bringing in. Okay. All right. So We will move on. I believe Angela was next. Angela, you are up for a message. You wanted a message. Yes. I am being called to a different deck for you. So I'm going to pull this forward. And, you know, the thing about victimhood consciousness is we'll keep thinking it's something outside of us. But it's you. See, the thing is, the shadow cannot have your power unless you give it your power. So that's why nothing is outside of you, not your family blueprint, nothing. It's all a blueprint of your patterning. We call this in. These are agreements so that we can learn. We can learn and we can grow and we can love more. We can heal because we don't just affect us, we affect all of our line of connection, right? And so as a victim, what we're doing is we're blaming something else. Well, it's this fault or it's that fault, or oh, I didn't see. And you're going to continue the cyclic patterning until you realize that you're letting it in. It's you. Absolutely. It's you. It's always been you the whole time. Why do we do it? Okay, maybe it's a wound. Once we recognize it, we can release it. To release a wound, how do you release a wound? You got to feel it. It has to be released through your senses or it won't release. The other day I was doing some breath work to release some emotions I couldn't quite get to. And then I was like, okay, I'm burping. That's great. And then all of a sudden the floodgates open. I just started crying. I was like, thank God. We have to experience them. We have to feel them through our senses as in the way that they get in too, you know? Nothing is outside of us. If the shadow's taking over, if I'm in karmic patterning, it's my choices creating it. So what am I doing? Why am I doing it? And let's just stop that patterning, right? Nope, not yet. All right, Angela, I'm going to go directly into your energy. I'm going to clear this. I was focusing on other things. So I have 2 cards for you. 2 decks right now, I should say, not 2 cards. Ooh, I'm releasing to connect to your energy. I meant to tell Becca how she's like, I always look at you and feel bad because you look like you're struggling. First of all, it's judgment. It might be a reflection of her. Don't judge me. You don't know what I'm going through because you didn't ask, right? So we don't understand judgment either. Somebody was like, well, the dictionary says judgment is this, so I should do that. And I'm like, it's a lie. God's definition of judgment is quite different. It's hurtful. It's a reflection of you anyways. Everything is a reflection of you. You can't see something in somebody else. It's not in you to see. So we need to be using everything wisely, and we need to never make assumptions about anybody else, ever. So judgments have been used as a weapon, and they have been created to be distorted, and they're very painful, and they leave you blind. Okay, Angela, I'm actually being drawn to 2 of my decks for you. And then another deck I really, really, really love, which is the Priestess of Light Oracle. Excuse me. Also, you have an angel that has been coming in a lot, Angela. Archangel Raguel has been trying to... part of me wants to say it's because you called him in, but I don't know if you called him by name. I feel like you may have called him by need, if that makes sense, Angela. Archangel Raguel has been here to help you, to help guide you by need, through need. All right, let's do this deck first. Ooh, lots of releasing going on. Ooh, I've never pulled that card from this deck. I love it. Ooh, look at these 2 cards. Oh my goodness, just hang on a second because they're quite beautiful and they're quite similar. There's one more I need to pull from this deck. Excuse me, lots of releasing, Angela. Woo! Okay, so more than one came out, and that's okay. Okay. All right. So we have quite the message here, and it all goes together. So hidden knowledge and wisdom came out first, Angela. Hidden knowledge Akasha Records, silent understanding. And then we have wisdom, learning, joy, art, and music. These are coming in together. You think they're similar? They are, but they're also different. So there's hidden knowledge talks about something blinding you from this knowledge or not being aligned to it. Because when we talk about Akasha Records, you know how they would tell people, well, you go up into, it's in your heart, okay? So that's where we should be connecting to it. That's why some of us can tune into all the connected. And I'm not feeling like I'm saying to you anything you don't know. But when this card comes up, hidden knowledge, Akasha Records, and silent understanding, it's because you're missing pieces of your blueprint. You're not hearing some of the Spirit's communications, or you're seeking knowledge, but you can't quite find it. And it's because it's hidden behind. So if you see there's like a full moon in this picture, I want to say it's hidden beneath healing. Remember I was burping? Remember it was like 2 seconds ago, Angela, but I was burping a lot because you have healing that's needed. Oh gosh, yeah, healing earth. Look at that. Healing earth, the power to give and receive healing. Okay, so you need healing. When we heal ourselves, we heal others. We're all connected. We heal our family ties. We open up the door for them healing. And then we need to use the wisdom for learning, joy, art, and music. So you need to heal for some knowledge to rise, and then it needs to be implemented for creation. Does that make sense? I hope I'm saying that right. And this talks about the power of the feminine that you are blocked from a little bit. Magnetic, receptive power of the divine feminine. I feel like you're more dominant on the masculine side, which there is a blindness there, so we have to be careful. Oh, interesting. Oh, look at that dream. Dreams are so important. We vent through them sometimes also, but they can be truly insight because we're not blocking them when we're sleeping, right? Like our mind isn't loud or the busy world. And so dreams can be very insightful that way. Yeah. So then, even as you say that, here's summoning power. Instinct, intellect, and control. You need to call your power back. Because nothing can happen to you. People talk a lot about attacks. It's like, what am I doing to allow it? I need to bring in protections. I need to be balanced. I need to be aligned. When I'm balanced and aligned and lots of protections are there and I eliminate separation and these negative, then I'm not feeling that attack so much, right? So there's somewhere that I might be giving my power away, and I need to, first of all, call that back. So call your power back, get it aligned with the feminine energy as well, and seek for that truth through healing. You need to release something. That's why you're being blinded, right? I love that dream. And then you need to use that wisdom for creation. Okay. So you'll gain the wisdom, but some people, what is wisdom if we don't act upon it? Nothing. It does no good. It just sits there. So Spirit's not just saying, hey, find the hidden knowledge through releasing and healing and connecting to the divine feminine, calling your power back, but then you need to implement that wisdom into this beautiful joy, art, and music creation. So those words just talk about your creative flow. I did a live creative flow workshop, and a lot of people miss how important that is. So you don't have to be an artist, and maybe you are. We're all an artist in some way. We're all a creator in some way. In the new earth, we have to be a creator. You're in your power. Ain't nothing can be in control of your choices. Nothing can be in control of your reality you're creating. You're the one creating it. That's our power. That's who we are. It's who we've always been, and that was taken away. And so in order to be balanced creator, we have to open our creative flow. And then you will have some kind of creative side that is part of your passion, right? You can always do it. It's still on here. You didn't have to be. I'm just saying, if you ever feel they're deep. My point is, though, it's not about being that artist, right? So when this says joy, art, music, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you're going to create. It's being open to the creator in you, whatever that is. Does that help make sense of that? I hope I explained that right. It's just being open to the creator in you so that you can be balanced from the heart center. So that's what that's about. And that's a new earth blueprint. Okay. This healing one is very important. Okay, good. Sometimes I wonder if I explain them correctly. This healing card, this healing earth is very important, okay? All right, we need a little bit more of the message. So these ones came, those are fine. I channeled these cards when I was activating the pyramids. It deals with lessons that we need to learn, soul lessons of the pyramids and rising to new earth. So I need to pull from that because it's part of what like a karmic blueprint, karmic patterning playing out for you. Now this goes further into the healing, right? What I need to clear so I can see clearly. So this is going to give you that answer right now, okay? Excuse me, more releasing. One more. I'm hearing threes. Three is an important number for you. 3 times 3, 3, 3, 3. It's a power number. It's a God number. It's a spiritual connection. It's also a self-mastery number and a divine connection, they're saying. So 3 is deep and very important for you. Okay. Oh, didn't I say everything is through you? How many times have I said that, y'all? So this is part of the pyramid lessons. You know how Revelations 21:12 talks about testaments to God? It's just that. Soul lessons. Can we read this? Everything is actually through you. It only exists through you. Nothing. I repeat, nothing is outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. If we're seeing it on the outside, there's something we're doing to call it in the vibration. Okay? It's aligning to something that's we're vibrating to. If we're being attacked energetically, it's because we're giving our power away to it to allow it in. The shadow just didn't wreak havoc all over the earth. People had to let it in. Okay? This is why God said the biggest feat the shadow did was pretend to be your light. It fools us, right? And even if it does take our foolishness to let it in, we didn't quite see it, then it's our responsibility to now see it and get it out, okay? But this helps us because when we realize that nothing is outside of me, then we can realize we can stop it. We can stop it. We can change everything that's happening right now. I've watched it happen. We just don't always know that we can do that. We always don't know how we can do that. We'll feel like it's outside of us. We'll feel powerless. Victimhood consciousness. God, I did a thing about that because God said it's power depletion. So when we've given our power so much, we feel like a victim. But you got to call that power back because nothing happens to you, only through you. Okay. So everything is actually through you. It only exists through you. That's why I tell people, don't judge me, because you're probably seeing a reflection you're connecting to. We don't know what it is, totality, right? Like you didn't talk to me. You don't know me, but we're taught to judge. God does not judge. That's a lie. Okay. Like in the beginning, I did that grounding, seeing lots of threes. Thank you for that validation. In the beginning, I did that grounding and he showed Jesus cleansing our feet. And I'm like, why is that happening? And then he explained what that really meant. There are no sinners. There's people who get lost. God doesn't see us through the eyes of sin. Another false concept written by man and judgment. So we have to be very careful. Nobody's perfect. There's no perfection. That's also judgment. Be honest with yourself first. Then you will see honesty and dishonesty in others. Okay? So this one's deep. I'm not saying you're a liar. That's not necessarily what that means. Okay? But what it's talking about is there's something we're not wanting to see within us. And once we accept all truths within us, because there should be no judgment. There's no lack. Nobody's better than anything. And I feel like sometimes that's why people don't want to see all details about what's going on, because then they might feel like they're being judged, or they might feel less than, or blame and shame gets in and all these kinds of, and it's just complex, right? But all of those are lies. It's that false. It's not true, but it tries to be. You know what I mean? So what Spirit is saying here, and this goes with that blockage, something needs to be seen. This has to do with being honest with self first. And then you're going to see truths in others. And maybe that's what you're afraid of. Maybe you're afraid of seeing others' truths. So then again, it's like reversing and you're not seeing something within you. But if you're willing to see all truths within you, you're going to open up to truths in others, and you're going to realize that maybe I don't like that truth, but maybe it's something I needed to see. I'm saying that for a reason. I don't know why. Everything fits together perfectly, even if you do not have all the pieces yet. It takes every piece of that puzzle. Okay. There's a reason for everything, even if we don't understand what that is yet. There's a reason, and a good one. All right, then we have one more deck they want me to pull from for you, Angela, from my Guided Ascending Light deck. So this one was through the pyramids that I activated. It goes with Revelations 21:12, where we have testaments of the soul, lessons we need to learn, what we're tested on. That's kind of what those go through. This one guides us through the light. This one came after I was done with those. And this one has sigils and healing activations and things in it. So let's see what Spirit wants for you out of here. Truth Seeker. I'm not looking at these cards yet. It's in my teeth. Truth Seeker. Truth. You gotta get to the truth. There's something being hidden. Truth Seeker. Oh, look it. Then we have transparency required. Same thing. Look through all energies of all things, because I feel like there's something not being seen. This has to do with you and somebody else. Okay? And it's not good or bad. There's no good or bad. It's just sometimes we're afraid to see truths. Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes we're afraid of what that means. But that's when we're in expectations. So don't worry. Put down all the things of the outcomes, and don't worry about what the truth is. Spirit's saying that very loudly, because it might be like a negativity I'm going to right away, but I'm being told not to go to negativity right away with it, but just to seek the truths, whatever those may be. Whatever those may be, it's always in a good thing, not a negative purpose. Okay? I hope that helps. So like the crystal clear ball, right? I needed clarity. I like this card. It's one of my favorite cards. Divination expansion, outdated forms of communication. I talked about this when I finished the New Earth path. I had to upgrade modalities. I was getting new Reiki sigils. That's not because of my ego. That's because we're coming back to the whole. So everything has to be brought through the whole again, rather than a broken masculine or separated masculine and feminine, and rather through people's shadow components, because we can't carry duality. And so we all have to upgrade in the ways we communicate with Spirit, the ways we communicate with God, how we've been communicating with the earth or ourselves. Yeah, and I remember you had a message about that last time, and they talked about some specific things. And you've come in my energy over the last however long it's been with things like that too. And so I wouldn't try to worry about what it is. I would just seek clarity on what it is, right? Ask Spirit to show you everything, because we're limited in our perspective here. We're limited as people on this earth. There is some separation, right? And so it's important to be like, well, I don't really know, but I know there's something. So I'm going to ask Spirit to show me, because then it eliminates expectations and judgments too, because it might be something totally that we don't know, right? So like, there's something here. Show me what it is. That's going to help you clear some of this stuff, okay? And then there's outdated forms of communication. So be aware of how you communicate with Spirit, how they're communicating with you. There's something that needs to upgrade. You need to shift in the way you communicate with yourself, either by words, with other by words, with Spirit, how they communicate with you. There's an upgrading needed. Okay. And so again, seek for clarity. What does this mean? Show me what to do. Because we have a tendency to go negative, and Spirit's like, no, let that go. We don't know. We don't know. Right? Okay. Shape shifting, changing ways of life. We're changing. We're changing who we were. We're changing who we should be. We're coming back into the totality of self, and we're eliminating separation. So if I was down here ready to fight the battle, right? This is like that fight. I'm ready to fight. I'm the warrior. And then I come up here and it's like, wait, I don't need to fight. I'm fighting myself. I need to come in harmony and just open and align and allow things to flow. And my job is to understand the energies flowing in and flowing out and be that creator I'm meant to be, because I have my own power. The battle is within. That's what I'm hearing. Okay? The battle is within. And once you realize that, you can just put it down. And we can change the ways we communicate, change the way the energy is flowing. There's a battle within you. And that's why this transparency keeps coming through. So we had it in 3 different decks, didn't we, Angela? I'm going to point that out right now. So we had wisdom. I dropped the other wisdom card, the Akasha Records card, the wisdom card. Then we had be honest with yourself first, and then you can see honesty in others, and everything is through you, right? We're not a victim of anything. We let it in somehow, some way. It's here to teach us a lesson. It's about gaining new perspectives. Never right and wrong. Never who's better or less than. Those are just karmic. Those are matrix blueprints. So be honest with yourself first. Then you will see truth in others. Then we also have transparency. Something's not being seen because I'm not looking into all the details of it. There's multiple layers of it. Okay. So you had it in 3 decks. Seeking wisdom, Akasha Records, being honest with self, and transparency. I love that. That's a very solid message. Okay. Hidden knowledge. Very solid and profound message there. Okay. So I would seek the knowledge. That means it's hidden. It means you can't see it out here. You're going to need to communicate with spirit to show you. And that's going to help you connect to the divine feminine, because you've detached from the divine feminine. Whoa, I just released. Okay. I hope that helped. All right. So we had Olivia left. She was the last one who said she wanted a message, and she's been waiting super, super patiently. If she's still here, Olivia, are you ready? Excuse me. Ooh, I'm releasing. I was burping when I came into your energy, girl. Now I'm releasing when I'm coming out of it. Detaching from all energy, switching to Olivia. If she is still here. You are so welcome. It's helpful too to re-listen to these messages sometimes, because we have a tendency to think we know what the message is, but there's more to it. So sometimes it helps to re-listen to it. And then have spirit guide you through it, and validate, show you, guide. You know, that's the thing, is we've been co-creating with the shadow. We have to now co-create with God and spirit. And that's that divination expansion. And I'm not talking externally, I'm talking internally. But you also have to know how the universe communicates. Olivia is ready. Awesome. Numbers are one form of communication because it taps into your subconscious, right? It's part of our subconscious understanding and our blueprint of the mind. But they're very layered and detailed. That's one of the first ways of communication with spirit. They'll use song, and they'll even use other people. All right, so Olivia is ready. But some people think that, you know, talking to God and spirit, you're just going to hear them in your head. And that's not always the case. Sometimes it's a sudden knowing. If you have auditorial connection, sometimes it's a hearing. Most of the time, it's just being aware and noticing them when they come up, how they come up, being able to trust that that's a communication and following it. And then it gets louder and it comes to your senses, right? And you can validate it by, do you get chills? Is it validated? Those kinds of things. All right. Olivia, you are up. Let me make sure I didn't drop any more cards. Seems to be the theme sometimes. Dropping the cards. Okay, Olivia. So I'm drawn to the feminine moon deck with you. And the the Sun deck. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Oh, Roger. If Roger's still here, he's next. He has to. I don't know if he stayed. I almost forgot. So you've got to remind me. All right. So Olivia. Okay. So right away I heard something. He's still here. Awesome sauce. Olivia, I heard something. So I'm hearing to give this message in a way that shows both sides to it. So it's not to trigger one thought of understanding within it, but to hopefully broaden the horizon and the totality of the understanding with it. And it's more along the lines of being aware of what the outcome is going to be. How do I put this? So I don't like the word consequences. That's not the right word at all. And I don't want to say what's at stake, but that's what came through at first is what is at stake. Be aware of what's at stake. So if you don't do something, what could happen? Versus if you do it, what could happen? So I feel like that's what they're trying to say is, do you look at both sides of what's at stake? Because if you don't do this thing that's nudging you to do it, will you ever feel whole? What could you miss out on if you don't do it, as opposed to what could be the consequences if you do accept or do that thing? I had to throw an accept, so I didn't say do. If you do accept to do that thing, and that's part of the beginning of your message, Olivia, is because if you've been like hesitant to make a decision and you're worried about the consequences, you need to think about what happens if you don't do it. Will you ever feel whole? It reminds me of that tattoo of regrets. I don't want any regrets. Regrets. Will you really have a regret if you do it? Or will you more regret it if you don't? And is what could happen what really could happen? Or is it something that you assume might happen? Do we really know? The goddesses are speaking loudly to you right now. Goddess Athena is coming forward with the warrior goddess stance, Olivia. So she's asking you to activate the warrior goddess within you. Call your power in. Call your power in. Call your power in. Goddess warrior light. Goddess warrior light. Goddess warrior light. So you were around in the time of Atlantis as well. So you have some past life stuff coming in there. Are you a goddess? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Own your pride. Get a hold of your pride and don't worry about the what ifs. Awesome. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. They're telling me to pull more before I give you the message totality, so we don't separate it. Excuse me. Woo! Oh, I love dropping the cards. I do it so often. It's just a theme now. Okay, one more. Lots of threes. There's lots of divine guidance going in here. Warrior goddess, goddess Athena, connection to the goddess. This one actually had 4. Ooh, go for it, Olivia. That's your answer. But they're saying what blocks you is the what ifs if you do it, rather than if I don't, I'm going to lose out on more. If I don't, it's going to have more consequences in my soul and my heart than if I do it. But you're a people pleaser. But Spirit's saying, go for it. Don't hold back. Welcome new ideas. Welcome the plan. Welcome the light. Welcome the opportunity to grow in a community. Welcome the light. Welcome the path. Welcome the yes. Welcome the yes, the abundance. This is an abundance line. That's what they're saying. So we can call in abundance, but they might push us into something that we feel like, whoa, right? But I feel like you're going to have to shine bigger than you've ever shined to do that yes. But they're saying yes. Welcome it. Welcome the light line. Welcome the abundance line. This is also a community card. I'm feeling like a wider community, broaden your horizon, expand your path, expand your connection line. Welcome. It's a big welcome. Go for it and welcome. And then we have gratitude. Focus more on gratitude. I feel like you're very, 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 very logical, methodical, and that's where you've been kind of flowing from rather than gratitude. And like, because this bubble is sticking out for me here. It's like, why not let myself float? Why not let myself rise and just expect good things? That's what I'm hearing here. Oh, yeah, that's a release. And then we have relax. So instead of focusing on what could go wrong, relax into what is right and have gratitude and trust that this is your path of abundance and happiness. I'm also tuning into the numbers 1881, 1881, 1881. 1881, it's a message from Spirit of your power of creative path. This is speaking to your power of creative path. You are the creator. You are the creator either way. Either way, you are the creator. So I learned when I was on the crisis line that what I feared coming through came through a lot. So I had to stop fearing stuff because when you're working the crisis line, you get everything. Okay. Don't fear because you will create that either way. But you are the creator. 1881, you are the creator of your path. And I feel like you've been letting a lot of others dictate or like consequential outcomes. Choose your path. Then they're also saying to rest. You need to schedule in rest, which means connecting to the spirit within you, connecting to the purity of your soul. Rest. Okay, rest. Take time to rest. Take time to nurture. Take time to go within. Take time to quiet. This is 11 right here. So we had 1881. Lots of ones coming through for a reason because it means to shift into a higher timeline. It means to be aware of your thoughts and your choices and rise them up. So what do you really want to create and why? Not just what happens if I do create this. What do I want to create and why? And why not think that this could be the best thing ever? Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Keeping your heart open. So important for you. So they're talking about here going to a yes stance. Yes stance. Go for it. Yes stance. Yes, this could be great. Yes, this can be wonderful. Relax and let go of fear. Open up your heart space. Keep your heart open. Yes. And then one more part. Shine. Which I feel like I could read all of this in one card, if none, and I think I did. But let your heart shine. Shine. Ooh, this Leo's coming out. I don't know if you are a Leo, but you connect with Leo. That's power. There's power in you. Leadership. There's leadership in you. You're a leader. And I go back to Athena. Warrior goddess. Like a badass bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. Warrior. Love it. It's quite beautiful, actually. You are a warrior. A leader. And that goes into this too, that community. Beautiful message. Thank you for being, it was a beautiful message. Very beautiful. All right. Thank you for waiting patiently through all of that. I know the healings can take a while, but they're a blessing, right? That's what we're here for. And we can always gain something from other people's messages too. So never a burden, always a blessing. Roger, my friend, you are up. Excuse me. Roger, you are up. I'm hot. I just got hot. Woo. So we've been getting cold at night here, and then it warms up in the day still to the 90s sometimes. And I'm like, Gemini. But there's Leo in your chart. Where does the Leo fall? It talks about you being a leader. And that makes actually sense for the Gemini of why your choices are hard to make sometimes. So this actually makes sense. So I would look, I don't know if you've ever done a chart. Everybody has each sign within their chart. Leo falls in a powerhouse for you. You are a leader. You are a leader. And so it's those decisions, which is what came out beautiful. Actually, I'm glad you shared that with me, because Gemini is like two personalities, right? Like, will I do it? I feel like it's like a decision thing. And so when you activate the Leo house, I think it might be time to do so. I don't read charts. I hear them in your energy. Like I've never looked at them physically, but I hear them in your energy. And if you activate the Leo, which talks about confidence and power and just standing in that confidence and being assured, and more assertive. If you activate that in your house right now, something big is going to come through. Like it's about being that leader and the power within you. Okay. So in astrology wise, if you looked at it right now, it might be landing in a house of power and something to take action on, like right now for abundance. You know how people will go off your charts to guide you into your best path. I feel like that's what's coming through for you. Beautiful. I know. Always amazing. Always be amazing. Shine your light. That was beautiful. All right, Mr. Roger. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations on finally completing that step in your path. I know you've worked very hard for it. It has been something that you have been working on for a while. I was like trying to see if there was a card down there. Sorry. I dropped some cards and the light is dark down there. Okay. Yay. Awesome, Olivia. I'm glad that made sense. Cool. Right on, right on, right on. Right on, right on. What actor says that? Who's that guy? Right on. McConaughey? Hey, is it McConaughey? Right on, right on, right on. Anywho. Okay, Roger. I'm not sure which deck to go with for you yet, Roger. Come into the energy. I'm going to come into your energy, Roger. Okay. Roger, I know I've known you for years, and I know wolves have come up before, so it kind of makes sense for what I'm hearing. But I'm hearing dances with wolves. Dances with wolves. Roger, dances with wolves. I love that too, Olivia. I love that too. Okay. Dances with Wolves, Roger. I'm actually being drawn to a tarot deck for you. This is my very first deck I ever bought when I was like 15 years old, before I even knew I could read them, before I ever touched them. I don't know why I was drawn to buy this deck, but I did. And then years later, I had my awakening and I was like, oh, and Spirit nudged me to read them. I was like, oh, I was scared. Yay. Okay. I didn't read the book for years, but I don't read a lot of tarot either because of the shift. There's a lot of pentagrams in tarot, so I tread lightly with them. When Spirit does tell me to read them, I will. But I focus more on oracles. But I'm being drawn. So I'm hearing dances with wolves. Roger, this is important, but I don't want to put a limit on what this message means and think we understand it yet, because we don't. We don't have the total of it yet. But I'm hearing dances with wolves. And own your pride. Own your pride. So sometimes, Roger, your pride will blind. I feel like it hits you right here, like, oh, you know, like it's important to you. It's important to you. Pride. Something about pride. And dances with wolves is very loud. So let's see. And there's also a block. I know I'm not doing a healing on you, but you've got a little bit of a block in your throat to your heart. It's grief. You have some more grief to process. which is layered. I don't want to say it's all from the loss of your mother, because she's coming in right now. She's coming in right now. And she says, you have not fully accepted that. You have not fully processed that loss. Some of it you're afraid to, because you feel like if you do process that loss, you're going to lose a little bit of a connection you might feel with her. And she's saying that is not the case at all. You will actually feel me more. And what the heck about buttons? I don't know if you might find buttons laying around. These are forms of communication. Something about buttons and like other things like coins. Like she's apt to leave things on your path. That's what your mother is saying. She's apt to leave things on your path. And she's trying to not lead the way. That's not what she's trying to do. She wants you to find your way. She's trying to help you fill the void of the loss. To let you know that she is there. She will always be there. Because you felt like she left you when you weren't ready. Like you felt like you were robbed, like you missed something. So this is some of the grief you're holding on to. You had a very strong connection, very strong bond. But I wouldn't even like, some people are like, oh, he's a mother's boy. You're not that. She was like your best friend. Okay. Okay. So Dances with Wolves was also important. And own your pride. You're being called for an awakening. Roger, you've been being called. Rejection, though, is also part of what you need to heal. Rejection, in whichever way it plays out for you, fear of or avoidance of, takes your power. This is where pride is coming through. That's why they're saying own your pride. Okay? Because there's lots of layers to that. Rejection also equals failure for you, and you don't like failure. It doesn't feel good. You don't like it, which a lot of people don't, right? But you're not a failure. It's the wrong word. So healing the rejection within you and how it takes your power is going to change your timeline. And Spirit is asking you to awaken. So your spirit, your soul is calling you to awaken, but it's been an avoidance. So there is power, right? It's owning that there is power. There is a connection of power within you. Sorceress, 2, balance, connection, master. So there is power within you that you're not seeking and you're not using it all. But I'm also hearing a form of sacrifice does need to occur. Oh. Oh, Roger, you're such a sweet guy. You have the biggest heart in the world, Roger, and no wonder she's right here with you. No wonder she's right here with you. That makes me want to cry. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, and it's probably not very comfortable yet. You got to break it in. No wonder your mom's with you. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Is like, even when you have to like let go of pieces of her in the physical, she will be heightened in the energy. And that's what she's saying. It's, oh, I just got chills. So thanks for validating that message. But there is sorceress. There is a power creator within you. It's awake, and you're being called for an awakening into the power that was within you. Okay. And didn't I say like fear of failure? Because we have success. So you need to change your thoughts into thoughts of success. You need to let go of the rejection to rise into success. So this could be actually being rejected in the past can create wounds. This can be fear of rejection. But your rejection goes with your pride. So not only do you need to look in and release rejection, you need to release pride. Okay? And then here we have seeker of fire. You have to seek your power. They want you internally seeking the power within you. Look, we have the feminine side of it, sorceress, and then we have the masculine side of that, seeker of fire. Fire is about power, sorceress, creator. It takes all elements within, awakened to create, using all elements within you to create your reality. And 11, changing your timeline again. Okay, so what is holding you back, Roger, is rejection and pride, loss. And you have a legacy to fulfill. Yeah, this is big. Legacy talks about beyond us, right? You're serving a purpose for multiple souls. You see that? Look at that. Ooh, you see all the energy in here? Okay, legacy. You have a foundation that was built before you, and it was built for others that came before and that will come after. And you are part of carrying that legacy through. And a rebirth is being requested. How do we rebirth? By healing what needs to be let go. And then a rebirth occurs into something new. So there was actually 6 cards pulled here. Your thoughts. You give your power to your thoughts. And you need to release the rejection and pride. And I don't mean this bad at all. You have the sweetest heart ever, obviously. That's very clear. You're such a sweetheart. One of the sweetest people I know. Does this message make sense? It's very important. Aww. And I bet you fear was blocking you at first. So we have rejection. See? It's like if you didn't have any rejection, you would have trusted, you would have passed, you probably passed it your first time. You probably went in your head, had your thoughts of, oh my God, like if I fail, what do I do? Oh my God, like so afraid to be rejected, so afraid to fail. This came in before I knew that, right? You're validating that very much so for me. So are you hearing this message? I hope so, because your soul is calling you home. Your soul is calling you to wake up because you are carrying a legacy, but you haven't awakened it yet. You have not awakened that legacy. So we don't pray negatives out. You can, but God's going to try to show you. But if you're constantly focusing outward, like it's something outside of you, you're not going to hear what to do. You heal it. You're going to heal it. God will always help you. Have him show the path, but you have to take the steps into it. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Your mom will always help you, and your dad. Yeah, they will always help you, but you're the one who's going to heal it. How do we do that? By taking the steps they send you. It's your actions. So you need to look within. Roger, you need to ask yourself, where am I afraid of rejection? If you take a pen and paper and you go, how do I feel about rejection? You're going to write down what your subconscious is telling you. You're going to write it. If you write down the first thing, so how do I feel about rejection? The things that come up, write it down immediately. And that's going to show you what you feel about rejection. It's going to give you insight into your subconscious programming about rejection. And then when you say, how do I heal this rejection? Sometimes it'll come through right away. And sometimes it'll be a subtle nudge later that says, hey, I need you to sit down and feel these emotions for me. Or I need you to recognize that this happened. I need you to take time within and talk to your rejection. Ask yourself, and then how do I feel about pride? How does my pride get in my way? Because healing isn't always just about an energetic release. It's about a new understanding. And then allowing those ties to release. or vice versa. Sometimes we have to release before we understand. Okay? Does this make sense? You have both feminine and masculine coming through, so you're not awake on either side. You're not awake. So some people, if you hear on the masculine side, they're more apt to attack the feminine because the masculine didn't rise, but then half of them will be awake. We have two sides to every coin. So there's the masculines on the left, Eye of Horus, and the Eye of Ra is the feminine connection to the pineal gland. And then we have to have, and also the Merkaba. The Merkaba, or what people call the Star of David, is the Merkaba. The top point is the masculine and the bottom is the feminine, and they both need to be active and in balance, and then awaken to both sides. You're not awake on either side, the masculine or the feminine. You are separate. And didn't I say dances with wolves? It's coming in again. This goes with your legacy. Again, this isn't for us to always fully understand yet. It's to put in our pocket, because that's going to be a full circle moment if you keep writing it. So dances with wolves goes with your legacy, your soul purpose, what you're here to do. Hang on, I got another card coming through here. All right, this one's coming through what I call the Revelations deck, because it gives us the soul healing that we need to do to rise, the lessons we need to learn, the testaments to God. Okay, so I love how you are controlling the timeline, though. Do you notice that, Roger? That has to do with rejection and pride. So there's something there where you're blocking your awakening because you're controlling an outer timeline. That's in God's hands a little bit, but you can be like, okay, I'm open to follow that. I'm open for this. I want this. Show me what to do. You have to give some things over to the fact that your soul knows, right? Your soul is going to align you to what's best. But you have this fear. It's fear of rejection, and then there's some pride. So you need to heal those, and it's going to change your timeline. Okay, because you get to choose what defines you. Choose wisely to the truth of your heart for the benefit of all involved. This talks about your soul path, okay? So a lot of people will be naysayers. They will talk us out of it. Negativity always comes when we're about to walk a soul path. Some kind of fear of rejection, all these kinds of things. The shadow will use your biggest wounds. The shadow will use what you're afraid of. That's why we have to gain our power back, because God says there's no fear. There is no fear with God. When we're truly connected and we can see all things, there is no fear. We can feel things. We can see things. We know what steps to take. It's all about good, right? So there's no fear. So don't give your power away to allow others to dictate your choices. Do not, because you're carrying energy not just for you. You have a legacy. The term legacy, I mean, if we're all here and we're paying attention to these things, we can see some of these things. You have a legacy. You have a purpose. You're carrying your genetic line forward. You're carrying your ancestors through it. That's why you're here. You're a chosen one. I don't like that word, because we're all chosen. Like, if you're chosen by listening, by opening your heart, and God says, hey, they hear me, let's do this. Right? They're good. Like, their heart's open. So there really is no chosen one other than who aligns, who listens, who follows, who surrenders. What is your focus? Does that help? But when this card comes up, it means don't let others dictate your choices. Do not base your decisions on pleasing of others. But when you have a legacy card with it, that means you're carrying a lot of purpose with you in this lifetime. So that means you have a lot of lessons to clear. And that's a good thing. Okay. Everything is layered. Colors, emotions, gestures, expressions. Nothing is really simple, but it is at the same time. This is omnipresence. It means that it's so complex. There's so many things to the universe. But if I just tune into the omnipresence, I can see all the layers. I can feel them. I can sense them. I can align my vibration to them, and they're vast. And the more vast my vibration becomes, the more awakened I become. Everything comes together in stages and steps. One must level and integrate to accept the next step. Do you remember years ago, Roger, when you actually had an opportunity, which I would have even given it to you for free, to take one of the course in the paths to righteousness, and you rejected it? Choices matter. And it wasn't about money. You could have had it for free. It was about acceptance and making the choices laid out in our path when it's laid out, because those choices all lead to the next. But you have pride and rejection that blocked you. So when you clear those, you can align again to your path and fully awaken step by step. You need to awaken on the feminine and the masculine side of your power. Okay? And a twin flame journey. If you are a true twin flame, which that didn't come through yet for a reason. If you are a true twin flame, because not everybody is, but if you are, it's more karma and more healing that needs to come through, because you're doing it for many involved, not just you. So there's always resistance. This is a power number message. Dances with wolves. Look up the spiritual meaning of a wolf. You need to engulf in those characteristics a little bit. And also look at the characteristics that might hold you back. Exactly. That's exactly what I said to you. Yes. That's another, I love that. Yeah. I know if I was a guy. Yes, exactly. But okay, out of this message, what holds you back, Roger? Two things I said that are what gets in your way, and the reason why you will give your power away, and the reason why you will let others sometimes dictate where you go, and the reason why you let resistance stop you on your ascension path years ago when I offered you a chance to rise free, just show up and take it, and you're like, you literally shunned it. So why? What is it that gets in your way? What do you give your power to? You were answered that in here. Right now, it's rejection and pride. Yeah, there's many layers of those things. Pride especially. Some people look at pride as one way, but there's multiple ways to look at these things. There's two sides to every coin. So you have to ask yourself how these things get you and why, and then go deeper. So why did it do that? What was before that? Have I ever felt good about rejection? What did it look like when that didn't bother me? Okay, and this will give you the clarity to who you really are, to help you clear that, to why it does it, and then we can stop doing it. But then you'll have the emotional release that will follow. You need to see it here because that's how you are. You need to see it here, and then you'll have the emotional release that will follow. Okay, does that make sense? And Ralph Smart already told you before I did. And see how you heard that message? I love that. Yeah. Psh, mic drop. Psh. That was beautiful. So I'm so glad to everybody that came out today. We had a 2.5 hour video on this one. I'm so thankful. I hope you guys actually, Roger, you came in late. In the very beginning of this video, I did a grounding for everybody for the full moon. And it was very important. It was very beautiful. We got to cleanse with our feet with Jesus energy, and the message from God within that and what that really means came through. So I recommend to go back to the beginning of this video and watch it again and partake in that if you choose to. It was a grounding for the new earth, or the full moon. But of course, new earth, because it's continually coming in. So yeah, so much love to all of you. I hope you got. Roger was the last one, I believe, that asked for a healing or messages. So I do believe I'm complete. And I will be on again another time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, right? We are on Sunday. Oh gosh, I have like basically 3 jobs right now, so I get a little lost in time. So I will see you guys on the flip side. Toodaloo, toodaloo. Have a beautiful rest of your day.